Helicopter flight is uniquely versatile. Combination maneuvers involve performing several actions at once. For example, a pilot might climb while also turning, or they might descend and change airspeed simultaneously. This ability to combine inputs allows helicopters to operate effectively. They can navigate complex environments with precision. Understanding these maneuvers is crucial for any pilot. Consider approaching a confined landing area. This often requires a descending turn while managing airspeed. Avoiding an obstacle might involve a quick climb combined with a heading change. These skills are fundamental to safe and efficient helicopter piloting. The pilot must coordinate multiple controls smoothly. The cyclic, collective, anti-torque pedals and throttle all play a role. Each input affects the helicopter in different ways. Precision here is key. Initiating a climb in a helicopter requires specific actions. First, the pilot smoothly raises the collective pitch lever. This increases the pitch angle of all main rotor blades. More lift is generated as a result. Simultaneously, the throttle must be adjusted to maintain rotor RPM. In many helicopters, this is done automatically by a governor. Forward pressure on the cyclic may be needed. This helps to establish the desired climb airspeed. Initiating a descent follows a similar but opposite logic. The pilot gently lowers the collective. This reduces the main rotor blade's pitch angle. Lift decreases and the helicopter begins to descend. Again, throttle adjustments are needed to keep rotor RPM stable. The cyclic pitch is used to control airspeed during the descent. Slight forward cyclic can increase the descent rate and airspeed. Aft cyclic can reduce airspeed or slow the descent. Constant rate climbs or descents are common maneuvers. Here, the pilot aims to maintain a specific vertical speed. This speed is shown on the vertical speed indicator, VSI. For a constant rate climb, the pilot sets a power setting with the collective. They then adjust the pitch attitude with the cyclic to hold the target vertical speed. A standard rate turn is a fundamental maneuver. The helicopter changes its heading at 3 degrees per second. A complete 360-degree turn takes 2 minutes. The pilot applies lateral cyclic to bank the helicopter. Coordinated anti-torque pedal is applied. This keeps the helicopter in balance. A slight increase in collective may be needed to maintain altitude. Combining turns with climbs adds complexity. The pilot must manage inputs for both the turn and the climb. Increased collective pitch is needed for the climb. Lateral cyclic input initiates the bank for the turn. Coordinated anti-torque pedal maintains smooth flight. More power is required for a climbing turn. Careful attention to airspeed and climb rate is vital. This ensures the maneuver is performed safely and efficiently. Combined turns with descents also require careful coordination. The pilot reduces collective pitch to begin the descent. Simultaneously, lateral cyclic is applied to bank the helicopter. Coordinated anti-torque pedal ensures the turn is smooth. Power management is critical here. The rate of descent and airspeed must be carefully controlled. These maneuvers are common during approaches to landing. Section 4. Understanding speeds and rates in helicopter maneuvers. Airspeed control during climbs and descents is primarily managed by the cyclic. Forward movement of the cyclic stick generally lowers the nose. This increases airspeed or reduces the climb rate for a given power setting. Aft movement of the cyclic raises the nose. This decreases airspeed or increases the climb rate. Pilots must make smooth and precise cyclic inputs. This helps maintain the desired airspeed throughout the maneuver. Constant monitoring of the airspeed indicator is essential. The rate of climb or descent is primarily controlled by the collective pitch. Increasing collective pitch adds power and lift. This results in a climb or a reduced rate of descent. Decreasing collective pitch reduces power and lift. This causes a descent or a reduced rate of climb. The vertical speed indicator or VSI helps the pilot monitor these rates. Fine adjustments to the collective allow for precise control. This is crucial for achieving the desired flight path. Quick stop maneuvers or decelerations are important for slowing the helicopter rapidly. To perform a quick stop, the pilot applies aft cyclic. This raises the nose and reduces forward airspeed. Simultaneously, collective pitch is usually reduced. This helps to manage altitude and prevent ballooning. Anti-torque pedals are used to maintain heading as power changes occur. Smooth, coordinated inputs are vital. Section 5. The art of coordinated control inputs. The cyclic control is central to maneuvering a helicopter. It directly controls the main rotor disc. Fore and aft movement changes the helicopter's pitch attitude. This primarily influences airspeed. Lateral or side-to-side movement changes the helicopter's roll attitude. This is used to initiate and control banks for turns. All cyclic inputs should be small and smooth. Over-controlling can lead to instability. Pilots learn to feel the helicopter's response to their inputs. The collective control and throttle work together. The collective lever changes the pitch angle of all main rotor blades simultaneously. This directly controls the amount of lift and, therefore, engine power required. Raising the collective increases lift and power, lowering it does the opposite. The throttle controls engine RPM. In many helicopters, a governor automatically adjusts the throttle. This maintains constant rotor RPM. In some simpler helicopters, the pilot manages throttle manually via a twist grip on the collective. Anti-torque pedals control the pitch of the tail rotor blades. The tail rotor counteracts the torque produced by the main rotor. Without it, the helicopter fuselage would spin in the opposite direction to the main rotor. Applying left or right pedal changes the helicopter's heading or yaw. Coordinated use of pedals is essential. It is especially important during collective changes and in turns. Section 6. Interpreting the height-velocity diagram for safety. The height-velocity or HV diagram is a critical safety tool. It is unique to each helicopter model. The HV diagram is found in the helicopter's flight manual. It shows combinations of altitude or height above ground and airspeed. From these combinations, a safe autorotational landing might not be possible if the engine fails. An autorotation is when the rotor blades are driven by airflow, not the engine. This allows for a controlled descent without power. The HV diagram typically highlights avoid regions. One common avoid region is at low altitude and high airspeed. Another is at low speed or hover, but still some height above the ground. If an engine failure occurs within these shaded areas, the pilot may not have enough altitude or airspeed. They might struggle to establish a stable autorotation. This could lead to a hard landing. The diagram graphically represents these high-risk flight profiles. Pilots must be very familiar with their aircraft's HV diagram. The HV diagram directly relates to descent planning and execution. During descents, especially when approaching a landing site, pilots must be mindful. They should avoid flying through the HV diagram's avoid regions for extended periods. This is particularly true for low-altitude maneuvering. The diagram influences the choice of descent profiles. For example, a steeper approach at a slightly higher airspeed might be safer. Section 7. Conclusion. The significance of precision maneuvering. Throughout this essay, we have explored key helicopter combination maneuvers. We discussed climbs, descents, and turns. We also looked at how these are performed together. These maneuvers are the building blocks of helicopter flight. They allow pilots to navigate three-dimensional space with unique freedom. Understanding each component is the first step. Mastering their combined execution is the goal for every pilot. This skill defines proficient helicopter operation. The importance of smooth and coordinated control inputs cannot be overstressed. The cyclic, collective, anti-torque pedals, and throttle must work in harmony. Each input has primary and secondary effects. Anticipating these effects and applying timely corrections is crucial. Precision in control inputs leads to efficient flight. It also ensures passenger comfort and reduces stress on the aircraft. This coordination is a hallmark of an experienced pilot. Mastering these combination maneuvers directly contributes to overall pilot skill. It builds confidence and enhances situational awareness. A pilot who is comfortable with these maneuvers can react better. They can handle unexpected situations or challenging environments more effectively.